Hey, welcome back to Home Studio Pro. As you're well aware, I recently started this channel, and by the way, I really appreciate you for being here. And maybe I should have started everything with this video first. I should have published this one from the very start. Can't believe I didn't, but it's all about why you, yes, you need a professional home studio here in 2023, how you can benefit, how you can set it up, how easy it is for the returns that it will provide you. Because this applies to so many people across a broad spectrum of backgrounds and industries, and it really doesn't matter who you are or what you do. Are you somebody who's front-facing? Do you interface with a lot of your own employees or people in your industry or even just the general public? If you're addressing a large amount of people, and sometimes these days you're doing it from home, yeah, a home studio could do you quite well for image and background and overall production quality. Maybe you're somebody who is responsible for a brand, cultivating somebody else's brand, a company or an individual. Maybe it's your own brand that you're responsible for. A home studio can help you out there too. I'll explain in just a second. Content creators, obviously, but this goes along the lines of maybe somebody who was just all about their Substack and writing, and that's all they did. Or maybe they were just into podcasting, and now they're branching out into the video element. There's a lot of people crossing over platforms of content creation, and a home studio that's got audio and video obviously can serve all purposes. Maybe you're somebody, though, who's not a content creator or you're not any of the above things, but you are a frequent guest on podcasts, which nowadays involve a lot of video. And when you pop up on the screen, instead of coming in from your closet or your kitchen or your backyard and it's not a perfect setup, what if you show up and the background is a studio setup like this? Has a high production value. That's instantly going to elevate your appearance, how you resonate, no matter what you actually do or say on this guest appearance, right? Like the setup of how you come across subconsciously matters a lot. So even if you're just a podcast guest on other people's shows, a home studio, a set home studio is going to provide you with a lot of value and background. Or maybe you're just a virtual regular. You do a lot of internal Zoom calls with your own company or other companies, and they're expecting to see the typical, blurred background of artificial intelligence or the bookcase or, whatever the prototypical thing is these days. What if you show up with something that's really snazzy? Again, it all goes along the lines of image, how you present yourself, and how you come across in this new virtual format where people are doing a lot from their home studios. So a lot of different people can benefit. Your home studio in 2023, in my opinion, it opens up doors. It allows you to create a lot more content, reach a broader audience, many times for free. If you're in the restaurant business, and let's say you had a home studio to talk about the new items on your menu, the new drink you're serving, or even if you create the content at the location, at your brick and mortar location, maybe it's not a home studio, maybe it's an at-work studio, but same idea. Not a professional broadcast setup, but you can make it come across professionally no matter where you're recording. You can maximize your time in a home studio. You don't need to go somewhere to record something. Everything is already set up. And I've got another video about an always ready space, why that's so important that you don't need to set up the camera every time or reposition the lights. If you have it set up, you come in, you push a couple buttons, you sit down, you hit record, and you get to making your content. You don't want your equipment to be a barrier to content creation. I also feel like most people can get a really good home studio setup or even one for their office for less than $1,000. Now, granted, what I've done here is a few multiplications over that. There's no question about that. But I'm telling you, and maybe I should do the video on the $1,000 gear setup. What would I buy? What would I prioritize? Because you could easily go over, right? But I firmly believe that you could get set up with everything you need for about $1,000 and have it look in that 90th percentile of quality. I think a home studio in 2023, when done right, when done with some help, when done with some consistency, it offers you professionalism. It doesn't look like you're at home. In fact, it looks like you've put in the effort to go somewhere to produce this video, right? It elevates the quality all around, and it just goes along with prestige. If you are in charge of a large amount of people or you're addressing a large amount of people, don't you want to come across like you've got the full background and support to go along with the message you're delivering and the presentation that you've put some effort into? Don't go the full 9 yards of getting everything lined up and set how you want and then figure that, well, the background doesn't really matter. It does. Think about you. Even sometimes the average viewer will say, where is that person? What are they doing? And we witness this a lot ever since 2020 when people are checking in a lot more from their home studios. What you have in your background, how you're lit, how you sound, it all matters. So here on this channel, if you're not already subscribing, maybe I'll throw out the bone right now. The opportunity, if you would subscribe right now, I would appreciate it. I'll be providing gear reviews, products you might be interested in. Again, maybe that $1,000 setup video is something that's right around the corner. What pieces of gear would I get to complete a home studio in less than $1,000? Workflow ideas, how to best optimize your setup, the signal chain of the microphone, lighting, how many lights do you need, where would you put them, how would you prioritize all that? Setup help, camera angles, framing of a shot, what should be in your background, what should not be in your background. Presenting tips, I've already got a few videos on that, a couple different styles of presenting, complete ad lib, hybrid of outlined version right here, or maybe totally scripted. We'll talk about that in a different video. And overall best practices of how to come across, whether you're recording something, whether you're live streaming on a platform, or whether you're doing some type of interactive conference call with others. So a home studio here in 2023, it's always been valuable, but I think we've especially seen how it can get you several steps ahead. And yes, it is going to cost you in terms of time and effort and space, right? It's going to cost you those three things in some way, shape, or form. But think about value that it will return for you and provide you, because quite honestly, home studios and content production at home, it's not going anywhere. It's only going to get more impactful down the line. So now's a great time here in 2023 to jump in. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up on this video if it provided you value. I'll talk to you next time.